Fear started with a dare. Every town has one: the haunted house, the creepy tunnel, the cursed room. Ours was room 6B at the now-abandoned Beckwith Psychiatric Hospital. It had been shuttered since the late 90s after reports of mistreatment and a fire that killed several patients. But it wasn't the deaths or the charred halls that made people stay away. It was the mirror. They called it the reflection room. Room 6B had been part of the patient treatment wing, but the only thing inside now was a single full-length mirror bolted to the wall. No bed, no lights, no chair, just a mirror. The stories were always the same. Enter the room alone, close the door, stare into the mirror, and if you lasted more than 3 minutes without looking away, something looked back. Not your reflection, something else. My friends and I were skeptics. We liked horror, not superstition. So when Ryan suggested we break in and film ourselves doing the mirror challenge for our YouTube channel, we were all in. Stupid, maybe, but we were 17, invincible. We snuck in just after midnight, 4 of us. Ryan, me, Josh, and Lex. We had headlamps, battery packs, and cameras. The place was even worse than I expected. Peeling paint, broken windows, the smell of mildew. But we were buzzing with adrenaline. Room 6B was on the 2nd floor. The door had police tape across it, old, faded. We ducked under it, turned the knob, and stepped inside. The room was colder than the rest of the building, damp too. And there it was, bolted to the far wall, a tall mirror about 7 feet high. The frame was rusted metal, like hospital equipment, and the glass was weird, wavy, not cracked, but like water on the verge of rippling. We went in one at a time, recording each other from the hallway using a GoPro on a tripod. 3 minutes inside, no breaks, no blinking away, no turning your back. Ryan went first. He stood there staring. 2 minutes in, he started laughing. "This is so stupid," he called. "Nothing's happening, it's just a dirty mirror." At 2:59, he flinched, just a twitch. Then he stepped out. Thought I saw something move, but it was probably just me. Josh went next. 2 minutes in, he said nothing, just stared. At 3:10, he walked out, pale. "I don't want to talk about it," he muttered. We thought he was messing with us. Lex rolled her eyes. "Whatever, I'm going in." She stepped in, shut the door, and we watched the time. She made it to 3 minutes, then 4. At 5 minutes, we started getting nervous. "Lex?" Ryan called. No answer. He knocked. Still nothing. Then we heard her scream. The door flew open and Lex bolted out, breathing hard, crying. There was something behind me. I didn't see it in the mirror, but I felt it, breathing, cold. It touched my shoulder. Swear to God, I felt fingers. We were all quiet for a minute. Then, like an idiot, I said, "I'll go last." They tried to stop me, but I was stubborn. The room was just dark and smelly, nothing supernatural. I stepped in, shut the door, and turned to face the mirror. The air was heavy. I could hear my own breathing, loud and shallow. I stared at the mirror. At first it was just me. My reflection looked tired, nervous, my face, my eyes, but then the room behind me in the mirror started to shift. Not in real life, just in the reflection. In the glass, the room was no longer old and burned. The walls were clean, white. Bright lights flickered overhead. There was a figure behind me, tall, thin, wrapped in a white hospital gown, its face blurred, like static. I spun around. Nothing. Back to the mirror, the figure was still there, closer now. I couldn't move. I couldn't even scream. It leaned forward, its face near my shoulder. I felt the cold breath Lex had mentioned. Then it whispered something right into my ear. "Come back." I staggered back, and suddenly I was outside the room, lying on the hallway floor. The others said I'd been in there 7 minutes. I don't remember most of them. We left that night, swore never to go back. We agreed to delete the footage. We were too shaken. Josh wiped the memory card, or so we thought. A week later, Ryan went quiet. Didn't respond to texts, didn't show up to school. His parents reported him missing. They found his phone on his desk. The last photo was a mirror selfie, only it wasn't his room. It was room 6B. Same mirror. And behind him, the blurred figure stood in the doorway. 2 days later, Lex was hospitalized. She'd woken up screaming, clawing at her own face. She kept saying, "I can still see it. In every mirror, even in the dark." They took down every reflective surface in her room. She never came back to school. Josh and I met up a few weeks later. We both looked like hell, bags under our eyes, jumpy. We talked about Ryan, about Lex, about the whisper. He asked if I ever felt like the mirror had taken something from us. "What do you mean?" I asked. "Like a piece of us stayed behind, and it's watching, learning how to be us." I thought he was being paranoid, but then he said something I'll never forget. "I looked in the mirror last night. It smiled before I did. That night, I covered every mirror in my house. Even the bathroom one. I stopped using my phone camera unless I had to. For weeks, it helped. But then, I started hearing things, scraping behind the walls, whispers just as I was drifting off, and every once in a while a tap on the inside of the mirror, like fingernails. I tried everything. Salt around the windows, prayer. I even went back to Beckwith to try to destroy the mirror. But the hospital was gone, torn down, nothing but rubble and foundation. But that wasn't the worst part. Room 6B? It doesn't need a building. The mirror, that mirror, started showing up in other places. An old motel room in Idaho had a mirror with a rusted frame. A girl disappeared after staying there. A dorm bathroom in Ohio. Same design. The RA went missing. The mirror was removed after. They're spreading, and now it's in my dreams. Always room 6B, clean white walls, the flickering light, and the figure, closer each time. Last night it spoke again. "One of you is real, the other is learning, soon it won't matter." I don't know what that means, but this morning I saw something impossible. I looked in the mirror. My reflection blinked twice. I didn't.